Oh, hey boss. Sorry I'm running so late. Just had it's been a lot going on.
Yeah. Um, I'm glad you at least showed up for our session today. I did have some concerns I wanted to talk to you about. I've been noticing a lot of things the past few weeks. But I'll let you kind of start what's going on.
You know, I'll be completely straight with you, boss. I've been struggling the last few days. To be honest, the last few weeks. Um, I've been really just down and out of it. You know, the depression is really just it snuck up on me, and I know that I don't always use the best coping skills. I know that, you know, we we're here to help clients. I know that, and I'm not always the best at practicing what I preach, I guess.
I think that's a lot of us, yeah. Okay. So I mean, speaking of coping skills, what have you been trying to do to handle this depression?
No, I've had a lot of late nights. Um, I have a tendency to, you know, one of my things is hanging out with my friends, and it's like I said, I've had some late nights, and sometimes at the bar I may or may not have have a few too many. Um, I know that's not a good coping skill, but it's I completely admit that's what I do. Um, so
Okay. Well, that's definitely impacting your work. I've noticed you've been sick lately. Um, you're usually very well dressed and put together, and that's not happening. A little bit more lax. I have also noticed some stains on your clothes, which is very unusual for you. Um, I did notice that you've had a lot of canceled meetings with clients, and it looks like the ones that you have had, I'm not seeing anything being put in for those meetings. There's no notes, there's no documentation. And I have got a couple calls from some people who are trying to reschedule and kind of very upset about not getting to see you. Um, so obviously we need to talk more about this and kind of figure out what we need to do. So I mean, you're talking about having some depression. Do you know where that's coming from? Do you have a history of depression?
yeah, um, I definitely do. It runs in both sides of my family, and here lately, uh, my parents haven't been in good health, and I've just really been struggling and down trying to care for them in between, work and other family issues, and it's just really gotten to me, you know.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, yeah, obviously we deal with a lot of secondhand trauma from our clients, and then there's a lot of personal stuff that goes on in our lives too. Then, with your family, that's not stuff you can control. Um, I We're really close to having to do a PIP, and I really don't want to have to do that. So what I'm thinking today is let's try and come up with like a pre-PIP plan so that we can try and avoid that. Um, Obviously, first thing it sounds like is the stuff we can control. Um, the late nights, you're gonna have to cap that. Um, Maybe have you talked with your friends at all? Do they know that any of this is going on? Are they concerned about how late you're staying out?
There's some of them that I can talk open with, and then some that kind of oh, well, just have a couple drinks with us. It'll be okay. So I think that's honestly, that's what I've been falling in
Okay.
is that it's just seems like the easier solution, but I know that's not, you know,
Yeah. I mean, obviously we dealt with all this stuff with our clients. We know all the coping skills, the strategies, the everything. Um, so I mean, yeah, it sounds like you kind of need to figure that out. How to say no, definitely limit the alcohol intake. Um, and we need to start addressing that depression, whether that's you know, eh, what's worked for you in the past. Was that counseling or medication before?
both. I'll be honest, I haven't been taking my Zoloft like I should be. And as well as I do, that'll mess with your head too.
Oh yeah.
So I I've got to get back consistent with that. I've got to go see my doctor, but um, therapy sessions have helped me in the past too. I like you said, the secondary stuff, the traumas really hit me with a few of my clients, and it's you know those that have lost their parents, and we work through it, and I can put on a brave face, but I'm also got a lot of worry that that could happen with me. So
Yeah.
kind of
Well, I mean, definitely sounds like therapy is a good idea, but I mean, my door is open. We all here know how that secondary trauma works. And I would rather say, yeah, Matt didn't get his stuff done with documentation because he and I were having like a debrief session. I want you to come talk to me about this so we can work through that rather than you um, trying to handle that internally and it comes into the point where you're coming in late, you're leaving early, you're not getting your work done, and then it sounds like you're also having a lot of other personal issues where you're not taking your medication, you're drinking, that's not a healthy way to handle that. And we preach that day in, day out. Um, and I don't want you to slip into that. You're a really good worker. And I don't want to have to give you a pip. I don't want to have to potentially send this up further to HR and stuff. Um, but we definitely need to start addressing that. So, any of those sessions that happen and you feel like you're struggling or you just, maybe you feel some type of way, you don't really know what it is, but you just need to come debrief with me, like we can do that, you know?
I I appreciate that, boss, and I appreciate you working with me and not just going straight to writing me up. I like I said, I've had to take several sick days, and I know a lot of it is around this. And I appreciate you giving me a chance and some options to cope. Um, I know I can do better, and I will. Um, but I appreciate you having my back in this. So,
And we can try this for a few weeks. But if we're not seeing any kind of improvement, we're gonna have to start looking into PIP shortly thereafter.
appreciate it. And
So, we're gonna obviously have you come in and talk with about the clients. If you're gonna go to counseling, I mean, are you gonna be using keep services or do you have a plan, like a place you plan on going to around here?
I think I'm gonna end up going back to my former therapist. I had a really good relationship with
Okay.
him, and he deals a lot in a lot of the substance stuff too. I think that'll be helpful. Like I said, I'm I guess I'm thinking kind of like a client. So uh I gotta I gotta come back around and, you know, practice
Yeah,
what I preach.
yeah. Because we got a little bit more professionalism. We hold ourselves to a little bit of a higher standard. We know those symptoms when they're coming up better than our clients do. Sometimes, and you know, you everybody knows it better than for themselves. So, after this, I want you to go call that therapist, figure out what the soonest is you can get in. Um, and then send me an email. Let me know, the day and times so we can make sure that you're booked off for that. That way we know, hey, like he's not sick, he's not missing work. This is a scheduled appointment ahead of time. Um, Obviously, I know that we know it's gonna take several sessions for you to really make a lot of progress through it. But it's gonna be important that that's happening as soon as possible and routinely. Um, the same with is that the same person who's going to do your medication, or is that going to be through your primary care?
That'd be my regular doctor, my primary doctor does that
Okay.
for me.
So you should be able to get at least the Zoloft a lot sooner then.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. All
And
right. And then, however long that takes to kick in, couple weeks, 4 weeks. Is that, you know, is there a better way to hold yourself to that standard to make sure you're taking it every day? Is that something we need to make sure you take care at the office in the morning? Is it something you can make sure you take at home in the morning or
uh,
before bed, whichever thing works for you?
it's worked for me in the past to set alarms on my phone. I hate to have to be babysat, my wife can help me with making sure I take it in the mornings too.
Okay.
I, in the past, if I've stayed on it, I've done okay. So um, I think I think with setting the alarm and getting my wife to help me with it, I'll be good.
Mhm. All right. Well, that's good. So we got medication therapy. You'll come in and talk to me after any issues with clients, anything that's going on like that. And then obviously, like if you want to come in and talk about the issues with just with your parents. Um, because obviously that is a lot. That's the natural order of things is stuff happens to our parents, but it doesn't make it easier.
Right.
Um, so if you need to come in and just kind of talk about that, that's fine. Um, but we need to figure out a way to make this work and handle all this so that you're not lapsing here at work and with the clients.
I mean, I know at the end of the day, I do it to help others, and that's always helped me feel better. So I've got to get it back on track. I,
Yeah. Is there what kind of stuff are you doing outside of work that helps you, self-care that doesn't involve drinking and spending time with those friends that um aren't don't really seem to have the best intentions in mind for you.
not the best influence for sure. Not all my friends are like that. Um, my brothers help me out a lot with that. And you know, I used to be able to help him quite a bit with, some of his side hobbies, side projects, and I've kind of fell away from that. And I think that's hurt me too. So maybe hanging out with him some more as opposed to some other friends that are taking me to the bar. Um, I think that might help.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that sounds like really good. I know you've talked a lot about the stuff that he's done and the stuff you've helped him with, and it sounded like it was really fulfilling, so definitely took up a lot of time.
Yeah,
So, yeah, I think that sounds like a really good idea then is an option for self-care is just kind of be involved with him and those kinds of things.
sure.
Um, what about like during the week or the time that there's not stuff to do with your brother, what are some other self-care things that you're engaging in or need to get back into engaging in?
Uh, well, I used to be pretty good about walking the dogs and playing Pokemon Go during
Okay.
the afternoons when I get off. Uh, I kind of struggle with that when it gets dark so early now, but I there are still places that are well lit that I can walk the dogs and play my game. And that's actually getting me active and exercise instead of the alternative, I guess. So
Yeah. Well, and some of the dog parks around here have lights and stuff set up, so you know, uh, depending on how your dogs are, you guys might try and go to one of the dog parks or something. Um, I don't know how many people go at night, so, it may just kind of be you and the dogs, but that'll be kind of nice. Get to walk around the dog park and have some of that time.
that's a that's a good idea and something I know I enjoy. So I need to get back into that. So
Yeah.
this is this has been a lot. This has been pretty eye opening, honestly. I didn't realize that all this was kind of catching up to me. But I think that I appreciate having the second chance. Um, I appreciate you having my back too. I
Yeah.
I know I can do better, and so I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
You have you definitely have a standard that you bring here, and that is what we expect of you every time, and we're not always 100%, and that is okay. Uh, but yeah, I noticed the last several weeks that was, I mean, it was just going down. Um, it wasn't just like a little fluctuation. It's coming a problem, and so obviously something's happening. Um, so I appreciate you talking with me about it. So we can, because I'm not trying to attack you, but we need to figure it out. The
Right.
sooner the better. 'Cause like I said, I don't want to have to put you on a PIP, and I definitely don't want to have to take this further and, you know, uh, potentially, fire you or anything. And thankfully, we haven't gotten any calls from clients or anything that have been out in public and seen anything. And it sounds like you're not um, engaging in any kind of concerning behavior where police are involved. But I definitely would like to make sure we keep it from getting to that point as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I understand that. And like I said, with everything going on, it's really caught up to me, but I think this was kind of eye opening. So I'm sorry I let you down, but like I said, I think I can get back on track. So
Okay. Um, well, before we end the session, but is there anything going on with your parents that, can we help with that or anything? Anything we can do?
right now, they're, getting the care they need, but I it may be where I do have to take a little bit of time to take them to appointments.
Okay.
So I, I can let you know well ahead of time if I do. But right now, that's one of the few things I can think of that y'all can help me out with. Um, but like I said, I'll let you know if and when we run into that. So,
Okay. All right. Well, we'll do that. If anything changes that you feel like you need a little bit more support or something, just let me know.
I appreciate it. I really do. Like I said, this has been kind of an eye-opening thing for me. So,
All right. Well, I'll let you get to your first appointment. I think you have someone coming in about 3 minutes. So,
okay. Yes, I do. I will get on that, but I appreciate it, boss. Thank you.
all right. Thank you.